90s hair, activate! 90s denim jacket, activate! I'm so excited for Zelda Ocarina of Time, the remake, that I've been watching podcasts, listening to different people talk about what they expect to see in this remake. So I want to talk about my top three things, and the last one, the third one, is by far, I would say, the biggest. This better be in the game, or we riot. I'll get back to disgruntled movie guy reviews, talking about a nostalgic take of how things have changed and how Hollywood, I think, has just gone downhill. But first, some happy things, some better memories from the 90s. Look, I've got an issue with the hedonism of the 90s, but it was just such a special time to be a kid. There was movies like Homeward Bound, Jurassic Park, Mrs. Doubtfire, so many things that were just, Mr. Rogers was on TV. It was just a great time to be a kid. But even more so, to be a video game fan. It was a great time to be a kid. I was talking to somebody in the comments, and he said it perfectly. He or she said, hey, they played the original first two Zeldas, and I think Link to the Past. And they loved those games, but it's when Ocarina of Time hit that they formed an emotional investment in the story, in the characters, the depth of the world. The characters became three-dimensional, not just the world. And I gotta say, as much as I loved A Link to the Past, I remember watching my dad play it. It's one of those good memories that we had together. There was something different about Ocarina of Time. It hit deep. The first thing they better keep in this game is that charm, that whimsy. The trailer made it seem like it might be a little bit darker. Either it's going for that more serious adult tone, like Twilight Princess, which personally I wouldn't mind, so long as they keep the whimsy and the charm. It could be that the trailer that we saw was taking place at night, in the woods, in a bedroom, so it makes sense that it would be dark. But I tell you what, when you come out to Hyrule Field and you see some of the things that should be colorful, man, they need to keep that vibrant colors characteristic to Ocarina of Time. By the way, I found this little guy. This is from, I think, 1989, 1990. I was barely alive, but I was alive. I barely made the 80s, right? And this is an action figure literally from that time. Well, excuse me, princess. But I think Ocarina of Time had like these vibes. See, the tunic is like this bright green. I think Ocarina needs to keep that. But there are some serious dark undertones to this game. I don't need to tell you about the zombie creatures that like engulf you. I don't know how in 4K this is not going to be TV mature. I'll be curious to see how they deal with that. Some of this stuff is literal nightmare fuel. There's betrayal, there's oppression, there's slavery, there's zombies. So I don't mind if they lean into those darker tones, but boy, I hope they keep something about the colors, the whimsy. Maybe have some fairy lights in the forest, something. One thing people are hoping for, and I sort of agree, is I hope they make Hyrule Field and some of the dungeons bigger. Because what it felt like us to a kid, now going back, you see that it's not as big as we remember. After Breath of the Wild, Elden Ring, Dark Souls, things like that, even Wind Waker and Twilight Princess, well, Ocarina of Time is a bit smaller. Now, it's a tight, compact game. It's very well polished. But I do hope that they add some more secrets, let's say, buried beneath Hyrule Field, and make it a bit larger. Keep Lon Lon Ranch the same. Like, keep it charming and cozy, but set it in a broader landscape. The same is true for the dungeons. I hope they keep the exact tone, some of the same puzzles, but maybe just like the main lobby rooms of those dungeons, those temples, make them bigger, and then maybe add a couple puzzles. That would, I think, help to flesh out the game. They could also add, I think, in the cinematic trailer we saw, there's a narrator. Is it the King of Hyrule? I don't know. If you guys know, put it in the comments, but it's kind of cool that they're looking back on a past event as though it's already happened and this person is now telling us a story. That gives a lot of story opportunities for things about Link's mom dropping him off in the woods with the fairy people. If there's anything Nintendo wanted to tell in the original but ran out of space or time or budget, man, this is the opportunity. I hope they flesh it out there. As long as they're faithful to the spirit, the essence, the tone of what made Ocarina of Time unique, even among Zelda games, and so special to literally millions of us. My son is so excited about this game that he's actually going back and playing the original. I remember that little GameCube disc they gave us as like a demo. It's just like a cheap throwaway thing. Here's another copy of Ocarina of Time, this old game. And then it was so cool because you could play it with the GameCube controller, which in some ways was more advanced. My son's literally playing through that now, and he's at the He's at the water temple. So it'll be neat to see someone much younger's perspective on how the original felt to going into a 4K HD remake from someone of that age. But here's the third and final thing. They had better keep in the game. If this ain't in the game, I'm writing. They better keep that owl in this game. Kapora Gabora, who could forget? Nothing says gaming perfection like finally opening up to this Breath of the Wild moment where you see the broad open world of Hyrule Field, only to be stopped in your tracks by an owl flying in. Whoa, whoa, whoa there, Sonny, slow down. You think you're going on an adventure, but I need to explain some rules to you real fast. Did you get all that? You see that cool world out there? Yeah, that's all cool, but let me show you this map first. Of all the ways game designers have come up with to show us the rules, how to play, something important factually about the game, how to use the map, how to do this, what this means, this was the most clunky I've ever seen. But seriously though, when I was 11, I didn't really care. At the time, it just kind of felt like part of the game. It's only later, after I knew how to play, that this guy coming in just seemed like a hindrance, like an obstacle, like this annoying thing where you had to skip it. Skip.
Don't you think that maybe... Can you please just take a moment? Look, can you please not... Skip.
But the first playthrough, I didn't mind. Hey, I was a kid and it was cool to have a wise old owl care enough to fly in to tell me things about my destiny and how to play the game. Because it was all new to me. See, Ocarina of Time didn't just make the graphics 3D, it made the characters for the first time to me three-dimensional. They felt more real, more deep. The story felt three-dimensional. So it just made intuitive sense to me that Navi would keep screaming at me and telling me what to do. All these ungrateful people, literally ungrateful that a fairy chose you and chose to follow you around and offer you advice. No, I see why it's annoying now, but back then, it all just seemed like part of that quintessential 90s Nintendo. Do we really need him to stop us quite as often and explain quite so much? No, but I kind of do hope to see him. Like if you want, comment and subscribe if you want. If not, that's cool too. But I hope you know your life matters. God loves you, someone out there loves you, so no matter how dark things get, I mean, things have changed a lot since the 90s. I just hope you know that your life matters, so don't check out early. Remember The Never-Ending Story? One of my favorite movies of all time. Don't give in to the sadness, Artax. Like, brighter days are ahead. As always, thanks for watching. God bless.